Hai, Assalamualaikum everyone, and Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri to all my Muslim friends. I hope you guys are all in the pink of health. So today, I and my group members would like to present about the 9th chapter, Pricing Sponsorship Package. Therefore, before we start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Zulhilmi bin Zulkifli as the first presenter for today's topic. What is this pricing sponsorship package? So, before we go deeper and further into this topic, I would like to educate you guys a bit regarding its definition. First is pricing and sponsorship. It is actually refers to what your target company pays in order to receive the benefit from your sponsorship package. It may be in terms of money, service, or product. As you know, we have 4 types of sponsorship package. There is exclusive, primary, subsidiary, and official supplier. So, they will be categorized and differentiate based on what they pay, and that same goes to the benefit that they will be gain. For the second one is sponsorship package. It is an agreement that implies the support of an event by an external brand. In other words, it is a contract established between an event, organizer, and the sponsor itself. It is also can be called as tri-party agreement, which is the ultimate goal is to bring the value to the people who attend it. The most critical part is to ensure that the sponsorship package is aligned to the interests of the audience. So there are several general goals that a sponsor and a sponsee would target. First, for the sponsee, usually it is to stretch their budget and increase trustworthiness. For example, is the Red Bull Neymar Jr. 5 Challenge. As you know, Red Bull is known worldwide. Therefore, this event with that kind of sponsor will attract many kind of audience, and the most importantly that they can gain their trust. And for the sponsor, usually is to reach a new audience, increase their market share, and communicate a message. This can be seen inside our local event itself from Shopee Piala Malaysia. Proceed to the next point, that is factors in determining price. There are about 4 general factors. The first one is varies from sport to sport depending upon the corporate sponsorship objective. Either they want to be an exclusive sponsor or just a subsidiary sponsor. It's based on what they want and their objective. Second, sport in national scope are attractive to large companies rather than small sport, such as kayaking or rowing. For example, Olympic Games. They had attract and attain a tons of sponsor with a huge amount of funds due to its high profile event. Thirdly, the cost of sponsorship fluctuate according to the supply and demand. Lastly, delivering the designated target market at the lowest possible cost and at the minimum amount of waste. Usually, the organizer would like to minimize any possible cost or waste of resource while in the process of aligning the sponsor objective and the event. However, the effectiveness of the medium in accomplishing its mission relate to reach, frequency, and impact. Reach is how large the audience it is, or how many people will attend the event. Usually, large crowds will play a huge role in determining the price. Frequency is how frequent the sponsor will appear throughout the event. And lastly, its impact is, do it achieve the sponsor goals? For example, it's like Standard Chartered Marathon. First is reach. They had a huge amount of crowd due to its national scope, which the target market is not just local but international. Second is frequency, is how frequent the sponsor will appear throughout event. Usually, the Standard Chartered logo will appear throughout the event, either from billboard or from the media publicity. And lastly is impact. Based on their goals, that is to reach new audience, they had achieved. To increase their market share, also they have achieved. And lastly is to communicate a message that they are just not a company of bank, but they also provide a support and financial service for any sport event. That's all from me. So we will proceed to the next presenter.
Hey guys, my name is Retisha Idora and my part is focused on factors in assessing the value of an athletic platform. This is where a sponsor evaluates the sponsee, where either the sponsee can give benefits to sponsor or not, because it consists of win-win situation. So in this part, it consists of 8. So we will go through one by one. The first point is marketplace. Marketplace is an open space where a market is formally held. It can be either international or local event, big or small event. I give you an example of international event, which is the FIFA World Cup Russia 2018, where Hisansei, the China's largest electronic company, becomes an official sponsor for that event. In benefit of Hisansei, its logo, trademark and everything will be associated during the FIFA World Cup. Can you imagine how many audience will watch the Hisansei trademark? And the second one is the example of local event, which is the Shopee Piala Malaysia. This is where the Shopee wanted the audience acknowledge their product. So that's why the Shopee sponsored the Piala Malaysia. The second one is audience delivery. This is where a company wanted the audience acknowledge their brand. For example, Datuk Sri Vida sponsored the Kelantan Football Club. As you know, the Kelantan Football Club is well known in football industry. Not only she promoted her Pamuga and Ku Putih Barulah Putih, she also turned the Stadium Sultan Muhammad into a pink one. The third one is sales opportunities. This is where a sponsor can generate income. For example, FIFA Russia 2018 can produce many products such as merchandise, keychains, mugs and everything. So imagine, the FIFA World Cup fans would die to buy those. This is where they want to generate income, because when the demand is high, the production is also high. The fourth one is media publicity. This is where a big company pays a large amount of money to media. For example, Bulletin TV3 and Vivo. We all know that in a day, a peak hour is between 8 to 10 p.m. So the Vivo grabbed an opportunity to sponsor Bulletin TV3. The next one is consumer lifestyle. The role of a company plays in where the companies concern of their consumer. For example, Adidas brand. We all know that Adidas brand prioritize their consumer. They have everything from top to bottom. So their target audience not only for sportsmen but also for a fashion people. Magnet companies is where a big company sponsor local or small event. I'll give you an example for our previous Zentron Star of War. Imagine that Apple, the most international and well-known product, sponsor our event. Can you imagine how the others company wanted to join and support our event? This is where the magnet companies plays in, so they attract others company to sponsor our event. Leveraging ability is like an investment. A sponsor want to gain something from sponsee because they want a win-win situation from both parties. The last one is competitive climate. This situation brings where companies will compete each other to win. For example, McDonald's and KFC that came from food and beverage industry. So the sponsee will have to choose which one of these two will give benefits for their event or company to be the best. Now you know the 8 factors of assessing the value of an athletic platform. We'll go to the next presenter.